welcome back to the channel. It's your favorite uncle, Chris D, aka Willy Wonka, aka Doobie Man, back in the motherfucking house, back with another stream of consciousness. And in this particular stream, I want to talk about one of the craziest women I've ever dated here while in Dominican Republic, as she wasn't even Dominican. In honor of the World Cup, I want to talk about the Argentinian shorty that I dated. We met in the academy where I worked. I had only been there maybe 2 or 3 weeks myself, and the group of new teachers were all female. 3 of them from Venezuela. Then you had Mita American and a few Dominicans. She showed up one day while we was in training. Shorty was taller than a motherfucker. I love her with me. Maybe a little bit taller with heels. Pale white skin, and she had short dark hair. She looked exotic as fuck to me. I was with it. Only issue? She was flat as hell. Like, when you sit down, she slide off the chair type flat. Like, space between the cheeks and the panties. You know what I'm talking about? Just pancake. For me, that's an automatic turn off. I just can't get with no flat ass booty shorty. I can't do it. Why? That removes doggy style. Can't do no doggy style. Can't do no cowgirl. Because what I'm supposed to grab on to? Ain't shit there. But we ended up getting cool because we was in a training class together. And since I was the only American, and for many of them, the first American that they had ever met, all of them had like a bunch of questions about life in America, you know. So after training, I'd be holding court, and I would notice that she would be in the group, but she wouldn't even really be talking, but she'd be staring at me like all in my eyes. And I could see it in the corner of my eye, but she never said nothing. She never really stepped or nothing like that. So eventually I ended up stepping to her after a week or two, and I asked her out. She was with it. First date, second date. Second date, I got a motel room and beat that pussy up. And maybe that's where things went south. Because after that, she lost her goddamn mind. It was every day after class. After I'm trying to get back to my, because at that time, I only had a little smaller studio. I sure wasn't bringing her back to my little studio. So every night, she'd be like, come on, let's go get a room. I'd be like, yo, ain't got money like that. First thing that popped off was that she started trying to sum me in front of the other teachers. And it would start with like little shit. She would say like little snide stuff. And I just, like side eye, like, what? But I ain't want no problems, especially at work. I was new. I ain't want to be the angry black man. I ain't want to be that nigga. So I'd let it slide. She'd be like all flipping with a nigga and be like, Chris, go get me a soda. And she'd say that shit like in front of everybody, like I'm supposed to be her servant or something. You know what I'm saying? I was just like, At first I ain't tripped. But after like 2 or 3 times, I had to check her in front of everybody. Embarrassed her. Made her ass go red. I was like, yo, who the fuck you think you talking to? Face went red. She ain't talked to me for like 2 or 3 days after that. She was mad to the motherfucker. Then one day I'm in class, she's staying through in the class, they got like this a window or a window in the door. And she was staring at me through the window of the door trying to get my attention. I'm thinking, ain't you supposed to be in class? But it was almost break time. So she had let her class out early and was just standing in front of my classroom door. So when the bell rang, I let my students go. And then she walked up in there and started hugging on me. I'm like, yo, chill. You good? Like, bitch, you know we at work. What the fuck is you on right now? She apologized, saying, I missed you and I want to see you and let's get a room and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, yo, chill. We can talk later. And it went like that. It's just be like hot and cold, on and off for months. Not months, but like weeks. Because it was more than days, but not months. Because I couldn't put up with that shit. Shorty was wild. She would do whatever I told her when we was fucking. Anything, everything. Nasty. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about lick the bottom of your feet. Nasty. You know what I'm saying? I like that. But what I didn't like was all the other shit. It was like, sh- how can I explain this? If you a black man and you've ever dated outside of your race, and you can tell that up until this point in Shorty life, she ain't never had nothing like that. I ain't saying I'm the biggest nigga out here, but shit, I'm black. There's a reason my mama like my daddy. Even with that big ass gap in his grill, there's a reason. So so I inherited that from him. And I put it on her the first time because it was exotic, something new. I ain't never had been with nothing like that. That was crazy. I had been with white girls, but never with nobody from no Argentina. It's something about when you date a woman that don't speak your native language and your dick know it. And so when we was in that space, it was all good. But outside of that space, she was a handful. Always texting, calling, asking me dumb shit. What are you doing? Preparing for my class. The fuck you doing? And then she do this thing that would annoy the fuck out of me, where she would be like trying to correct my Spanish and shit. Psh, bruh, listen, just speak English then. How about we don't even speak Spanish? Speak English. Now listen, I'm a grown ass man, and you ain't nothing but a flat booty bitch trying to talk shit. That's how I viewed it. How dare you? So right then, like when she would do that shit, I already knew I was gonna get her back. I didn't know how, but I knew I had to prepare myself. What I did know was what came next. So dig this. She set me up. Now she had been asking me about sports for like a couple of days. Like little shit. Nothing really big, right? And then she started talking about like the NBA and stuff. So one day while we was in training waiting for the trainer, she gonna ask me this shit. Oh, she made a statement. She ain't asked me nothing. She was just like, when she was asking me about the NBA, blah blah blah. And then she said this: Americans think they know everything about basketball. And I say, yeah, obviously because we're the best, duh. Then she came with, well, obviously not when you lost to my country in the finals. Silver medal, loser. Everybody was like, oh, everybody. And I'm like, I couldn't say shit because I'll be damned. She was right. She set me up. Argentina, cheating asses. I'll be damned if they beat up on Melo and them. Goddamn. I couldn't even say shit. Like she picked the perfect moment. And for the first time, I felt embarrassed because I ain't had no comeback. She was right. Argentina did beat the USA, got the gold medal. And I remember that team because they had Scola, uh, um, and the Gasol brothers too. I was like, God damn. So she got me. I couldn't say shit. So then I knew, okay, this is what she on. Right. So 1 up for her, 0 for me. So then a few days later, she tried to hit me with another nuke. She gonna say, and so like I had to be very careful because she would always like be asking me shit that seemed mundane and normal in front of other people. And then just like sometimes she would just hit me and I wouldn't be prepared. Cause I ain't know what it was gonna be. It was just I had to be on my toes and I hated that shit. Hated it. So then a couple of days later, she gonna say, Chris, even though you're stupid about the football, who is the greatest player of all time? Because she had been going around asking all of the other dudes in the class, like my homeboy Roberto. Rodrigo, sorry. He was a big football guy, so he was saying, "Oh, Messi, da 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 da," and whatever. And so then she asked me, and I said Pele, and then she started laughing. She's like, "You stupid American! Everyone knows Maradona is the greatest." And what country is he from? Argentina. That's right. Looking all smug and shit, like she had done something. I was ready though. I hit her back, same as she had done me a few days earlier. I'm like, Maradona? How can Maradona be the greatest when he touched the ball? Remember that play, hand to God? I the Argentinians stay cheating. That's all y'all do is cheat. And half of y'all ain't even native. Y'all got German blood. You know about Operation Paperclip? No? All right then. Go do your Googles and shut the fuck up. Oh! Crowd on my side now. 1-1. We even, bitch. And it went like that. That's how it went. The relationship between me and her. And eventually it led to a situation where it had been 2 months. And after the last class is at 9, so then she came in and she was looking all mad and shit. She was like, I can't believe you didn't remember. And I was like, remember what? She was like, today is our 2-month anniversary. You didn't even remember. And so you have to understand that this was years ago. Had that happened today, I would have been like, you know what? I don't celebrate shit like that. 2 months is 2 months. So happy 2 months, but yeah, I don't normally celebrate stuff like that. I've never celebrated a 2-month anniversary in any of my previous relationships. It would have been better for me to have just been real like that. But instead, I lied. I was like, I did remember. I just gotta. It was a surprise, and you ruined it. I'm coming like that on some lying bullshit, and she was just like, "You're such a fucking liar," and I was. And so, like, I don't know what it was about that moment, but I just remember that specifically for me being a point to where I started thinking, you know what? I ain't got a lot of these bitches. I ain't got a lot. Why not just be honest? Like, I felt I would think about that moment and replay it in my mind days and days after, weeks, months after, years, man. Because I was thinking, why did I lie? I could have just been real. But eventually what ended up happening is, well, that was a big one because she got really mad after that. And I was just like, that's stupid to be mad for. And for her, I didn't see where she was coming from. She had lost her father at a very young age. Her father was a Star Wars fanatic. And she was in love with Lando Calrissian. And so maybe she had always had this fantasy of being with a black dude. But because she had lost her father so young, time was very important to her. And I didn't know that. I didn't discover that until months and months later after having worked with her and then like talked about her with the other teachers. They was like, yeah, man, she bought me a happy 3-month friend anniversary gift. I was like, what the fuck? They was like, yeah. She's big on dates. I didn't know that. So we ended up breaking up. She ended up blocking me. I don't even know where the fuck she at now. We had so much in common. We both love Star Wars. We both love Game of Thrones. We both love to read. Like the nerdy side of me really connected with her a lot. But apart from that bitch was nuts. All right, that's all I got for this particular episode. If you made it to the end, leave a football, not American football, a soccer ball in the comments. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. We'll catch you on the next one. Keep your head down, but stay up. We out. Till next time.